You've seen the photos, you've heard the name, but what if I told you the Great Wall of China isn't just one wall, and parts of it were built with rice? Yes, rice. Stick around, because in the next few minutes, you'll discover the mind-blowing truths behind one of the most misunderstood wonders of the world. We're going to uncover why the Great Wall isn't one continuous wall, how it was built with bizarre materials, the surprising myth about its visibility from space, and the dark secrets buried beneath it. You'll never see it the same way again. Let's clear up the first big misconception. The Great Wall of China isn't a single unbroken wall stretching across the country. It's actually a massive network of walls, towers, trenches, and fortresses built over 2,000 years by different dynasties. Think of it as a patchwork quilt sewn by generations, each adding their piece for defense, pride, or power. The earliest walls date all the way back to the 7th century BCE. That's nearly 2,700 years ago. But the most famous parts? Those were built by the Ming Dynasty between the 14th and 17th centuries. By the end, the wall stretched over 13,000 miles, more than 5 times the length of the U.S.-Mexico border. But here's the kicker. Much of it is now gone. Erosion, human activity, and time have taken their toll. What tourists see today is mostly the restored sections near Beijing. So next time someone says the Great Wall, remember, it's not one wall, but a legacy of layers stretching through time. Now let's talk about how it was built. Stone, of course. Earth, definitely. But would you believe sticky rice? Yes, Chinese engineers during the Ming Dynasty mixed sticky rice with slaked lime to create a mortar so strong it helped sections of the wall survive for centuries, even against earthquakes. This mix wasn't just clever, it was revolutionary. Scientists say the rice-lime mortar created a chemical bond stronger than modern cement in some areas. But while the sticky rice was fascinating, the real cost of building the wall was human. Historians estimate that hundreds of thousands, possibly over 1 million workers, were involved, many of them soldiers, peasants, and prisoners. Conditions were brutal. Mountains, deserts, and harsh winters tested the limits of the builders. And here's a haunting fact. So many died during construction that the wall is sometimes called the longest cemetery on Earth. Bodies weren't buried beside it. They were said to be buried within it. Whether that's completely true is debated, but the suffering behind this giant structure is undeniable. So while the wall may be a marvel, it's also a monument to endurance, sacrifice, and the human cost of ambition. You've probably heard this before. The Great Wall of China is the only man-made object visible from space. Well, hate to break it to you, but that's a myth. Astronauts say the Great Wall is barely visible from low Earth orbit, and definitely not from the moon. Why? Because it's narrow and made of materials that blend into the landscape. The myth likely started in the 18th or 19th century, way before anyone went to space. It just sounded impressive. So what can astronauts see from space, highways, cities, and even airport runways because of their contrasting colors and shapes? But the wall? Not unless you know exactly where to look, under the right lighting, and sometimes only with help from cameras. Still, it's a great example of how a powerful symbol can blur the line between legend and reality. Beyond its structure, the Great Wall is packed with secrets and symbolism. Some sections were designed with optical illusions to confuse enemies. Sloped pathways made it hard to tell the angle or the direction of movement. The wall also includes beacon towers, ancient communication systems. When invaders were spotted, soldiers would light fires or send smoke signals to alert troops miles away in minutes. Imagine that. A 15th century warning system that worked faster than some modern email servers. But here's the most surprising twist. The wall wasn't always a barrier to keep people out. Sometimes it was used to keep people in, controlling migration and trade during certain dynasties. And today, the wall is no longer just a military relic. It's a symbol of China's unity, history, and pride. In fact, it's one of the most visited sites on Earth, with over 10 million tourists each year. But what most of them don't see are the neglected ruins, overgrown parts, and sections lost to history, hidden in forests, deserts, and mountains, waiting to be rediscovered. Despite centuries of damage, parts of the wall are still being uncovered today. Archaeologists continue to find forgotten stretches, some buried beneath sand, others concealed in remote regions. The wall is not just a thing of the past. It's still being explored, studied, and protected. In 1987, UNESCO declared it a World Heritage Site, and efforts to preserve what remains continue to this day. It reminds us that no matter how big or strong something seems, it's the stories, sacrifices, and secrets behind it that truly make it legendary. So, the next time you see a photo of the Great Wall, remember, it's more than bricks and stone. It's more than a tourist stop or postcard. It's a story of power, pain, and human persistence that spans millennia. Now it's your turn. What fact surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you love stories that reveal the truth behind the legends, subscribe and join us on the next adventure. Until then, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep the past alive.